You want mustard on that or not? Come on, I haven't got all day here. It doesn't come with peppers. They're extra. Hurry up, pay the lady. Next! The chicken's fresh, I killed it myself. So that's what you want? Next! While we're still young, you know, you told me you wanted mustard. Get out of here. Time's up. Back of the line.
Hey, excuse me.
What?
Great sandwich. Thanks.
Compliments. Pass them on.
Get out of here.
A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Hi, this is Patrick Ethier and Justin Cusson, and we're here today with Dr. Larry S. Caplan, Superintendent of the Watervliet City School District. On May 15th, district residents will be asked to vote yes or no on the 2012-2013 Watervliet school budget. The district is still developing next year's funding plan, and we're here to find out how it's going.
I understand that the 2012-2013 budget process is going to be much different than past years. How so?
The budget process is going to be different this year. We have a tax levy limit this year that's going to be different, and this references how much community support we will need to pass our proposed budget. So the tax levy is the total amount of money called for in our school budget. If we exceed our calculated tax levy limit, then we need what's called a supermajority, where our normal budget vote, we need 51%. If we exceed our tax levy, we have to go to 60% in order for our budget to pass. That's the New York State law.
How far along is the district in developing next year's budget?
We are in the middle stages, I would say, of developing our budget. Due to the governor's inequitable distribution of state aid, we are facing a $2.3 million deficit right now. And we need to balance our budget looking at all of our people, all of our programs, all of our services, and try to close that gap. So we're trying to make cuts that are as far away from the students as possible and won't affect our people and program as best as we can.
Will the district try to override the cap?
We will not try to override the cap, no.
What reductions are being considered?
Everything is on the table right now. There's nothing that we're not looking at. We are looking again for cuts that are far away from the students, the people, and the program. So we're looking at services. We're looking at perhaps cutting our communication specialists to part-time. Perhaps our nighttime maintenance men, we've cut them down to 3 times a week. Some of the programs that we have right now, if we can save them, we may send fewer students, which would be like Tech Valley. Launch program was paid for by the district this year. Next year we may ask that the students pick up the bill themselves. Our New Visions program, we may have to send fewer students.
What has the district already done to cut costs?
We have cut costs on our nighttime maintenance staff. We've cut them down to 3 nights a week. We have Mr. Coles, our athletic director and assistant principal, will be leaving at the end of March. Mr. Waring will be absorbing the duties of the junior high principal, assistant principal, as well as the duties of the athletic director. We also have something called attrition. When a teacher leaves or retires, we are not filling that position. For example, our media specialist at the elementary school last year left, so now we're sharing a media specialist. If there's clerical people that leave, if we can afford to not replace them, then we aren't going to replace them. The teachers have really stepped up to the plate, and they've agreed to a high deductible HRA, which is a higher reimbursement account for their health insurance, which is going to save the district a lot of money.
Can you tell us how the building project that was approved by the public vote in December will affect the budget?
Sure. The building project will in no way affect the budget vote in May. This building project was already approved. The money can only be used for facilities. It cannot be used to save people or programs. It can only be used for exactly what it was earmarked for. And we were one out of 30 districts who were awarded the money for this $5 million building project. So unfortunately, that money cannot be distributed in any other way except for our facilities.
We've heard about unfunded state mandate a lot in the news lately. What are unfunded mandates?
Unfunded mandates are just that. They are unfunded, which means they're not paid for, and they're mandated by the state. So in a district such as Watervliet, where we have high needs and a low-income tax base, our students have a lot of needs that we have to provide them with, such as academic intervention service. We have students who English may not be their first language. They're called ELL learners. They have to have a certain amount of assistance each week. We don't get money to provide these services. The state tests that you guys take need to be sent out of district to be scored. We don't get paid to do that, but we have to do that. You have to pay for it, but we don't get money for it. Teachers have a mentor program. That is a requirement. It's not paid for. Even the APPR that you see in the news all the time that the teachers are required to agree on, and there's a lot of steps involved in the APPR that are mandated, but they're not paid for by the government.
Is there any good news for the district's budget?
There is good news. People have been really positive about watching the money that the district is spending. They've been very conscientious about making sure they're coming to work and doing more with less right now in these tough times. And I think we're past the awareness stage. People realize that we have a $2.3 million deficit to fill, and they're trying to do a lot more for the students with a lot less than we've ever had before. And again, this high deductible HRA that the teachers are signing on to, and the administrators will be talking with the administrators about this as well, will truly save the district a lot of money.
How can the community learn more about the budget?
Well, the community can learn more about the budget by my inviting them right now to come to our first budget question and answer, Monday, February 27th, the day after February break when we return, in the administrative conference room, and we'll be meeting from 6 to 8, Mrs. Malecki, our school business administrator, and myself, and we'll be answering questions that the community has. Saturday, March 3rd, from 10 to 12, we're going to do a budget breakfast at the high school in the cafeteria. Our gourmet foods class will be preparing really delicious breakfast food. And the last meeting will be Wednesday, March 14th, and that's sponsored by the PTA and the UPK at the elementary school, and that will begin at 6:30 p.m. in the cafeteria at the elementary school.
What else can community members do to help with the budget?
The community members can keep themselves informed as we go through the budget process. They can come to our board meetings that are on our district calendar. They can go to our website, which is always being updated. They can follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And the very most important thing that they can do is on May 15th, it's a Tuesday, come out and vote.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Caplan.
You're welcome. Thank you both.